Hello there. This is Chopper Dean, and this is How to Viking, my guide to get you through the wonderful world of Valheim. Now, here we are at the beginning. These are the rune stones. There are four of them, and each one of them represents one of the four main bosses in the game. Each boss takes a different bit of skill, a bit of advancement to get to, so don't worry if you die the first couple of times you take one on. But let's leave that for the moment and let's find out where the first one is. It's this little red runestone here. This will tell you where the first boss is. His name is Eikthyr. He is a big deer. We're going to leave him for another day because we do not have the skills to take this guy on at the moment. But what you want to do is you want to run around. You want to grab as much as you can. You want to basically grab stone and rock, because stone and rock can be used to make hammers and they can be used to make the axe, the stone axe. We're going to skip that for this moment. We're going to go and grab some food, and I'll tell you why we're going to skip it in a minute. Now, the two main foods we've got so far are mushrooms and raspberries. Now, they have different stats on them. They have how much health they give you, how much stamina they give you, and how much health per tick. Now, what you want to do is right-click them, and you can also hotkey them like I've done. And the health bonus isn't straight away, it will creep up. And different foods do different things, and you can cook and do wonderful things, and the Hearth and Home DLC that's coming out is going to really increase that, so I'm really looking forward to that. But at the moment I'm going to quickly show you how skills work in this game. We're going to do sneaking. I'm going to basically sneak up on one of these deer. Now I have under no illusion that I'm actually going to hurt this thing, but here's where your skills are, and obviously the more you do something the better you get at it. Now this is the one with the antlers that I'm going for. He's like a level 1 leader. He's got a big star on him. I'm just going to creep up on him and hit him. He's going to run away. I didn't do much damage because I used my hand, and he's reasonably high level as far as deer go, I suppose. But yeah, let's run around, grab as much as we can. Food, rocks, the whole lot. There is a weight limit, but in the first half an hour of the game I'll be very surprised if we reach it. But what we've come down to the water's edge for is this stuff. Flint. Now this survives is not the right word, but this is around the water's edge of places, and what you want to do first is grab loads of this, because as I said, we could have made the stone axe, but we want to make the flint axe. It's that little bit better, and seeing as we're close to the water, we're going to be able to grab that and essentially grab some other bits and head to, basically what you want is three main criteria in where to put your first base, where you want to survive the first night and the first while, I suppose. You want it near water, you want it in a meadow biome, and you want it near somewhere called the Black Forest. Now, Black Forest I'll tell you about later, but it's not crucial you're near it, but it really helps early on in the game. So just going to go around, kill some boars, kill some necks. They're the two main food mobs that you're going to encounter early on in the game. They give you meat, you've got to cook the meat, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. Now, okay, there's a neck getting taken down, get some more flint, and essentially what we're going to do now is we are going to basically find ourselves a quarry to stalk. So here we go, we've found some deer. So we're going to use our sneak again, and the mechanics in this game is everything, well pretty much everything uses stamina, and as you can see my stamina bar's going down. It will get better as I get more skill in this, but it's going down, so what I'm going to have to do is stop for a second and let that go up before I take this deer, and obviously going to creep up from it from behind, phrasing, and give it a good whack. Now you get some skin and you get some meat from the deer, so that's another one of the main mobs that you can get food from early on in the game, although they're that little bit harder because the necks and the boars, they will actually attack you, and they're pretty easy to take out. Half the time you can take them out with one swing of a club or an axe. Now these greylings, they're a pain in the arse. They will follow you everywhere. They're like a bad rash, they just won't leave you alone. But they are quite fun to kill. They do increase in hardness up until a point, but yeah, say hardness, difficulty is the right word, sorry. But yeah, let's just kill this pig and gather a couple more bits, I suppose, and we can head towards what is going to be our first place to live for tonight. Now, this little village, I basically found this seed a while back, and I'm using this as an example. You won't always find one of these straight away, but it's quite nice. You can find these little shacks dotted around, and you can kind of take them over for yourself. Now, I know people are like, oh, but this is a building game. Yes, it is, but for your first night, just to get settled in, I would highly recommend doing this. So you want to build yourself a hammer out the menu and get yourself a workbench. Put that up there. Now, the workbench allows you to fix all your items for free, and the hammer, once you've got a workbench up, will allow you to fix any broken things. So this is pretty broken in here, as you can see, and as you go round tapping it with the hammer, the yellow bar fills up, and there we go. It all starts looking nice and posh, nice and swish, and pretty cool, to be honest. I do like this design for a house to live in. So we've done that. Now what we need is to basically make an axe. Now to make an axe, you need wood and you need flint. For the flint axe, obviously for the stone axe, you need wood and stone, but we're going to use the flint axe. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the old Minecrafty trick of just punching things, but we're not going to punch things normally. We're going to punch things like a Viking, manly punches. And we're going to take that down until we've got enough for that. We're going to go back to the workbench over here, and we are going to make ourselves a flint axe. And there we go, just craft that. And head off on our new lumberjack career to get ourselves some wood. Now, the trees in this game, they take damage, and they basically will damage you if they fall on you. But if you can make another tree fall on an NPC or fall on another tree, it'll do damage. It could even take down another tree. I've been in situations where I've taken down one tree, it's knocked down about 3 or 4 as well, so that's kind of helps because it means I don't have to chop down as much, obviously. So let's chop these down. Now, in this village, it's quite lucky. We've got these things, they're called log piles. You won't find them all the time. Most of the time you won't find them straight away, but this is a kind of very, very lucky coincidence. So these things, you can make them yourselves for 50 wood, and they hold 50 wood, and you can retrieve it afterwards. So here we go. These 2 won't be picked up because I've reached my weight limit, and if I pick it up, it'll say that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically build one of these just to get it out of the way, so I can basically lower my weight, come back to it later. It's not going to be a problem. So go in here, click that, build that. That's 50 wood, out of my inventory onto there, out of the way. So we're going to go in here, going to beat the living snot out of this pig, grab some bacon, grab some leather scraps, and we're going to go into here, and essentially what we're going to do, you're not going to get chests straight away. Again, this is a very happy coincidence, and I have researched this seed before. So what we're going to do is basically going to make ourselves a fireplace. So if you use the middle mouse button with the hammer on, it will take down anything within the kind of build radius. I'm just going to take away this floor just so I can show you how to build a floor. It's pretty simple. There you go, they click together and build a roof. That'll finish this up. Okay, smashing. Now what we need is we basically want to go outside. We want to get a hoe. Not the kind of hoe that you require a pimp to own, but hey ho. Excuse my pun. I'm terrible, but these things basically flatten ground. They make it a lot easier when you're actually making a base. So let's just pop around here, flatten all this. Again, it uses stamina. I'm going to go into here, going to go into our build menu, and we're going to basically just build an outside part for our fireplace. Now, you can put up little scaffolding with ladders and that's what I'm doing right here. You'll get all the resources back when you destroy them afterwards, so it's not really a problem. You've got to do a bit of jiggery pokery to kind of get them to stick, but essentially just make this little chimney up here, because smoke in this game, if I was to put a fire in the middle of that shack, I would get smoke damage from it. I'd get heat, that'd be smashing, but the smoke damage would eventually kill you, as it would in real life. So we're going to put these up here. These are temporary. These are just to kind of do what I'm doing. So I'm going to put this little roof bit on top, and I'm going to put a pole in the middle, and that will support this, and it will look good as well. And we're going to basically decorate this with poles all the way around, just to give it a bit of stability and to give it a bit of a cool look. I like the look, and there we go. That is our chimney. And we're just going to chart it up a bit, add a few more poles just to make it look aesthetically nice, because why not? If you're going to build something, you might as well make it look nice. Now we're going to put our fire in this gap here. The smoke will go up through the chimney, and because the chimney has a roof, the rain won't get in and put the fire out, which is good. We're going to put this up here just to kind of make things look a bit better again. Again, I do like using the poles, so we're just going to put these beams and poles up to look good. And they do add structural stability to the whole thing. Now next we want to get something to cook our meat on, which is this food rack, and if you kind of hover it over until red, it won't let you put it down, but there you go, we've put that down. Now what we've got is we've got our two different types of meat. We've got neck meat and just general meat itself. So we're going to put them up, and then we're going to build a bed. So you put them up, go into your build menu and get a bed. Now with beds, they reset your spawn point, and obviously you can rest and get benefits from it. You can get stats from sleeping. So you can put that down there, and we're basically going to tell Huggins to go away because he's a pain in the ass, and the spawn point's reset. We're going to sleep, and the food is essentially going to be cooked. By the way, the food cooks really quickly, but if you sleep, it kind of delays the cooking mechanic, if you know what I mean. Now when we wake up, I'll quickly show you what I mean. It's very easy to screw stuff up with food in here, but you just have to wait around. So I've taken one of these off. I'm going to leave the other one up and just have a quick look around in my menu. And if you wait, that's turned into coal. If it burns, it turns into coal. And we're going to utilise this, and we're going to make ourselves a sign. So we're going to go up here, take this sign, plop it up here. There's three little kind of black nodules. You want them facing out. And then once you've built that, you can click E, go on there and put in everyone. I'm putting Chopper's den because I'm Chopper and this is my den. And obviously I've screwed up, so I need to redo the caps on this. There we go. And as you can see, that's Chopper's den. We're going to tart this place up that little bit more, so we're going to need this wood from earlier. There we go. You don't need the hammer. As long as you're in the build menu and you've got a crafting thingy, you can middle click on the mouse button, and essentially that will destroy the item, but you'll get all the resources back. So what we want is a door on our house. Here goes, plop our nice little door there. And we're also going to want some fancy little torches. So we're going to put the fancy little torches out front. Now that look swish, boys and girls. And the bonus of that is, see the greyling saw the fire, realised, well, I'm made of wood, I'm going to bugger off in the other direction. But we're just going to take him out with our handy club here. Now you can use an axe as a weapon. I like to have a weapon and an axe, and I like to use the clubs because you can basically use the maces later on in the game. Now you're going to need storage. It's a very resource heavy game, so put some of these chests down. They cost 10 wood each, and pop them in there. And we're going to make one of these chests for just general kind of building resources. We want our stone and flint in there. This one's going to be just for general bits and bobs. And then we might as well get some wood out of there, make another chest, and put our food in there that we haven't cooked. Now you can have you've got 3 food slots, and they all stack. So I've got my meat, I've got my mushrooms, I've got my berries. I say my stamina's gone up with that, and my health's gone up. But I'm going to show you why I picked this place, because this, my friends, is the Black Forest. Now it's full of these greylings and grey dwarfs. They're a massive pain in the arse, but it has some pretty cool resources early on in the game. It is a bit of a pain. You will need decent weapons and decent armour, decent food, but I'll show you the main reason. And this, my friends, is the burial chamber. Now I wouldn't go into one of these until you killed the first boss, and I'll tell you why in a second, but what we're going to quickly do is going to mark this out. So we go down here onto our map and we click that there, and we can write whatever you want, but I'm going to put burial chamber because that's what it is, it's a burial chamber. And essentially whilst we're here as well, we can also mark out our house. We see a little bed there, a little wee bed. We're going to put the house on there, name it house, obviously because it's a house, it's not a chicken. I mean, if it was a chicken, we'd name it chicken. And just have a quick look around here, and this is the entranceway. There's a skeleton there, don't want to take him on, he's a pain. So essentially that's it. That is it. So I'm going to bid you a very fond farewell. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you continue to watch the series.